Hey everybody, welcome to Funnel Hacker TV. I'm so excited today because guess what? Ben is back. He's been gone. He was gone last week. It was me holding down the fort, but there's such a good reason, and we're actually going to dive into it, and it has to do it today. So we're going to go through funnel forecast. There is something starting tomorrow that you have to be signed up for. We're going to do funnel hacking with Ben. He's going to tell us about what he's been doing with Russell in ClickFunnels in the office. We have some 2.0 stuff to cover. And if we have time, we want to get to some hacker heroes with you as well. So we will get to all of that right after we roll this intro.
We are part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.
Okay, that is the first time that I've actually heard that intro, when we actually go live, and that gives you Tim, you totally suggested that we do that, and that is that's beautiful. I love it. What's up, everybody?
We added more bass in case you're wondering what's Ben talking about. It sounds
it's got more bass. It's got a thunder. Did anybody hear that? So if you guys are in the chat, say hello. How's it going? There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to get into all the stuff that I've been doing because Susan's been doing all the heavy lifting on Funnel Hacker TV because I went into crazy land, and I'm going to share with you guys what I've been learning because I've been funnel hacking Russell behind the scenes. And I want to share with you all the takeaways. But before we do that, something's happening tomorrow, and we need to talk about it. So let's do a funnel forecast before we jump in to everything that I've been discovering. Susan, this thing is kind of important, yes?
It's kind of important. We've been talking about it for a whole week now, and Russell's been talking about it much longer than that. And you guys need to be signed up for it. So go ahead and let's share my screen. You guys know about the Think and Grow Rich Challenge, right? It starts tomorrow. It's May 8th to the 10th. It is just a couple hours, 90 minutes a day for 3 days. This is the challenge of the year. You need to be signed up. Everybody in business, no matter what type of industry you're in, knows of Think and Grow Rich. They know of Napoleon Hill. It starts tomorrow. And you guys, this thing is stacked. They get all of these amazing guest speakers. We've got Russell himself, Tom Bilyeu, Dean Graziosi, Jeffrey Gitomer, Sharon Lechter. I might screw up some of these names. Ashley Kirkwood, Trent Shelton, Eileen Wilder, John Assaraf, Sonia Riccati, Annie Grace, and Joe Vitale. So good. And they're broken up over 3 days. It doesn't take a lot of your time. So make sure you are signed up. I think we might have a banner to throw up on the screen, but it is thinkandgrowrichchallenge.com. It will get you here and you can get signed up. It's free. So there's no excuse.
Yes. Okay. So Tom Bilyeu is on there. Dean Graziosi are on there. One thing that is not on there is Napoleon Hill is going to do. So the last time Russell was, you'll see this later in today. So later today, Russell's going to go live again. I've been helping with the daily lives, but Russell actually got some private recordings that Napoleon Hill did that have never been seen before. And that's what's going live as well. So you're not only just going to hear from all these speakers, Napoleon Hill is going to come out and introduce each piece of Think and Grow Rich. And so he's going to have that introduction that no one has seen before. And then it goes into this. And it's such a cool hook. I'm dying.
Okay, so I'm signed up. I know Ben is signed up. We've been kind of geeking out on this thing for a few weeks now of it's coming. So make sure you are signed up. It's tomorrow. And what were the times again? It is 8th to the 10th from 8 to, oh no, not from 8 to 11. It starts at 8 Pacific or 11 Eastern. That is, if you're working off of Mountain Time Zone, that is 9. Doing math in my head too early in the day.
There we go. Yep.
Awesome. All right.
Beautiful.
Get signed up. Okay, so let's jump into funnel hacking with Ben because Ben's been in the office with Russell, helping Russell with some things, and he gets to bring that back and kind of funnel hack them and share a few things with us. So
okay, if you guys haven't noticed, there's a couple things going on with Russell, and so Russell has been going live every single day unless he's been at an event. So he was at an event last week. We'll talk about that in a second. But he pushed really heavily to go live every single day. And so I've been running in the background trying to make sure that everything works, that it all goes and it all flows, and getting assets and things like that. And so a couple of times you guys have actually seen me hop on and I'm like, oh my gosh, hi. Because I'm because usually it's just Russell. This is the Russell show. But he's like, Ben, you should be on a couple of these times. So at one point, like this is last Friday. I flew in Saturday morning and I got there Saturday afternoon. And Russell's like, just come over to my house. And so we came over to the house. We started it in the gym, and got the thing rolling. And then after it was rolling, we walked over to the house and we talked for a while. And then we finished inside of the house. And then all that week, I had planned to do one thing specific. So if you guys have been watching, let me know in the comments, because some of you have been watching. And if you have, there's some really juicy details that are being dropped. I'm going to tease one of them. And this one is that Russell is working on a new One Funnel Away challenge, and he's bringing in Trey Llewellyn in order to support an e-com style One Funnel Away. Now, there's more that's going on with this, but if you guys don't know, like, I helped record the funnel training in One Funnel Away previously. So if you guys have gone through One Funnel Away, then I was there. If you weren't, like, I do all the background stuff. So I came in to do that, and then because Russell was leaving, so this is Russell actually going to the airport. He's flying out to Super Conference, and I was going to, like, yes, the office is quiet, I can get so much done. And I ended up getting none of the videos done. Instead, I started funnel hacking Russell. And so let me share with you guys really quick what I've learned. So number one, the importance of going live daily is key. It's important. And it's creating so much energy. And he's been watching you guys have been doing all the different things. Like, his phone is just up and he'll walk into the office and he's binging what's happening in the Facebook group. So he's watching you. So come in if you want. Like, how do I get Russell's attention? Like, how do I do this? What if I have questions? Facebook group, come in, give. Like, there's a reason this community is so spectacular, because Russell's giving into it and because you all give to each other. So number one, do that. Number two, as we were doing all of this, Russell was going to present a new offer at Super Conference. So if you don't know what Super Conference is, you guys, Super Conference was last week. This is like in 8 seconds. It's going to be really quick and crazy. But Super Conference is a Dan Kennedy event, and we haven't had it in years. And he went and did it again for the very first time in a very long time. And so it was spectacular, did great. But Russell decided he wanted to create a brand new offer to offer inside of Super Conference that no one has ever seen before. So if you guys have been there, you know, I can't tell it to you, and I shall not, because it's just so good. So there's so much that's happening here, and there's so much clean like organization that happens in that. So Russell wanted to sit down and he would come out and talk about the presentation that he's giving, the pitch presentation. Like, how do I do the pitch? So he's crafting his perfect webinar to pitch this offer that he's going to do at Super Conference. And then he's organizing what the offer is. And he would come out and be like, okay, so I have this thought. And I'd be like trying to get things ready, getting all the stuff for OFA. He'd come out and be like, okay, so I have this idea. And we would start to just brainstorm. Has anybody ever wanted to be a fly on the wall when Russell is literally just brainstorming and creating offers and like all this stuff? Like, what about my perfect webinar? What if we did this? And like, what if we see this at the beginning? And he's like, ooh, I like that. What about this? And then at one point he's like, what about this? I'm like, well, we could do this and this. What if we did this? He's like, that's not the direction I'm going. I'm like, okay, fine. But the thing was, like, number one, it was shocking to me how open Russell was for feedback. Like this, it's truly like, I've heard it explained as everybody gets in a room and you just start to throw ideas at the whiteboard, and there's no bad idea. You're just throwing it at the whiteboard and you just toss everything on there and you just have fun, because that's how creativity flows. And that became the thing. Like, Russell would come out and be like, okay, so this is where I'm stuck. Let me explain it. So he'd explain. I was like, well, what about this? What about, and we just start spitballing a couple of different ideas, and he'd go, oh, and he'd run back into his office and start going, and I'd follow, and he's like, okay, so if we did, and he'd start putting these different things in, it's like, oh, and this is kind of guy heavy, we need to be able to put like Eileen Wilder in this part. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And so he talks to Eileen, are you okay if we like bring you on in order to do this? She's like, this is wonderful. Like, it's number one, a lot of us are trying to build these things in a vacuum. And so if I could add anything to this, like, you don't have to be in a vacuum. You guys know there are crazy funnel hackers here. You guys all know each other. I see you. You're all spectacular. We love you to pieces. But don't do it in a vacuum. Don't do it alone. There's so much creativity to say the what if, and just to come out and to be able to come out and do those different things. If you guys are jumping into a Zoom room and it's just a group Zoom, so that way you're all working. And if someone's like, okay, I've got a question, if anyone who's on is available, if you're not available, just mute me. And then you can like do a couple brainstorm things. Like there's so many things that you guys can do that's within your power that is available right now, should you choose to get a group together and start to create a mastermind. Why is a mastermind important? Think and Grow Rich might have to have a little bit to do with it, but don't be alone when you're crafting your offer. Don't be alone when you're crafting your perfect webinar. And the perfect webinar is not a webinar. He was using it at an event. He uses it all throughout the Think and Grow Rich challenge. Everything is organized in order to focus on the pitch well. A lot of us do a really good job teaching content. We have a hard time landing the pitch because it feels like a really awkward adjustment. The perfect webinar is just that one piece that you just dial in just right. So that way you can, you're just like playing pinball. Like you pull the thing back and you fire it off and the pinball shoots out. You're just getting everything ready in order to be able to get ready to play. Okay. The perfect webinar is the ability to play. It's just getting out there so that way you can service people at a profit. So that way you can continue to service people larger and louder. So don't do it alone. Have fun. At that same time, Russell like totally did another offer brainstorm yesterday. He's doing another offer brainstorm for a whole nother business. Like it's just everything is compounding on itself. If you're not watching Russell right now and seeing all these different things, this is the best time to funnel hack Russell because of the amount of brand new shiny offers that are coming to the table. So last week at Super Conference, he dropped that one. And then he's doing one for Think and Grow Rich Challenge, which is a different offer than I would have ever imagined. It's going to be so good. And it's not what you think. How can I say that? And then the last one, like there's other stuff coming down the pipeline that's just gorgeous. So all of that to say, one funnel away, brand new version is coming. Russell is creating brand new offers. There's all these different things that are coming into the works for you. If you haven't texted FHTV to 208-231-3797, now should be the time because there's so much happening. And I think Russell's going live, just a tease, we like Vox every single morning. He's like, okay, what should we talk about today? I'm like, oh, we should talk about this. And so he's like, no, we should talk about this. Like, that's a better idea. But we came up with the idea today. He's like, what if we were to go through all of the ads that we've created for the Think and Grow Rich Challenge and state which ones were the best. So like, this is how we brainstormed. This is how we did it in under an hour. This is how we created all of our ads. And these are the ones that performed. I'm like, that's cool. So that's happening today in a couple of hours. So yeah, it's going to be good.
Awesome. That's going to be so exciting. Okay. So Ben had an amazing week being with Russell, funnel hacking him, helping him create offers, helping him do all the things. But Ben is also still incredibly busy. As we know, he needs to go record videos. So we're going to do a couple more things today before we sign off, and they're awesome. So let's go ahead and go to our 2.0 moment. How many of you, well, actually, we're going to get to that. So Ben, again, let's go back to you and talk about the Marketing Secrets newsletter because there's been some changes.
Yeah, there's two different emails that you guys have gotten in your inbox. And if you haven't gotten one, I'll show you how to get it. So the first one is the Marketing Secrets newsletter. And this has changed. A lot of the times if you guys were getting the Marketing Secrets newsletter, it was every single day. On top of the Secrets of Success newsletter, which you were getting every single day. The Marketing Secrets newsletter is now weekly. And so here's the deal. If you didn't get it, then we're starting to send it out to the list larger, but you can just open a new tab and just go to marketingsecrets.com. And if you put in your email right here, that'll put you right at the top of the list. So that way you get this newsletter. So that way you can start funnel hacking this. But Russell's put together now a weekly newsletter. And so the weekly newsletter has a call to action at the top, just a big sponsor thing like today's newsletter is sponsored for you by. And then we've changed the entire look and feel of the newsletter. And so there's a lot more content inside of here. So Russell has his own little piece of the newsletter that he teaches. Then we have a little call to action there. We talk about highlights from the community from the last week. We take an Instagram that Russell did and we break it down into detail. We funnel hack it. After that, then we these are the things that are hot that's going on. Like if you guys missed the PT Barnum presentation that happened last week between Russell Brunson and Steve Larson, that was sick to watch live. It was really, really cool. And then what's going on in the podcast? Russell just released a brand new season of the podcast. And it's a brand new intro, and we were slaving over that at the end of the week because you're like, let's do a new intro. I was like, oh, all right. So we did the new intro. Might have been my fault, but that's okay. Another sponsored, and then a blog deep dive. So like this is the blog. So we're still writing a really good blog. This one's 10 ChatGPT prompts that are going to work really well for you, which is really cool. And then we have a share thing. I'll show you that in a minute. And then a quick strategy. So this is how you can watch a strategy video from Russell. All that to be said, we end with trivia. This thing has gotten ridiculously long. It has gotten really, really big. So actually, when you get this email, the share, if you guys actually share, here we go. Oh, it's not going to show for me. Yes, no, of course. That's okay. So there's a whole share system in there, so that way you can get points when you share, and all this stuff. So the newsletter has changed massively. We're going to start changing Secrets of Success newsletter, ClickFunnels newsletter to follow this exact same flow. So if you're not getting it, go to marketingsecrets.com and get the newsletter. But there was another email that came out from Todd, and this is cool. Like, we don't get a lot of emails from Todd. And so I kind of wanted to go through this really quick. If you guys have missed it, is this going to look any better? Nope, that's just going to look worse. All right. So this newsletter says, so it says, Todd Dickerson here. If you are one of the thousands of ClickFunnels users who've been gushing over the new CRM, we just made this better. Like, they literally just upgraded CRM for you right now. So in opportunities, now you're able to see who's managing every different thing. You're able to organize it a lot easier. Appointments, they've optimized instantly as well. So that way you can drop scheduled events onto a page, so that you can, like, there's an embed code. You can take that embed code and you can embed it into your funnel if you don't want to send direct to the page. So you can customize your appointment scheduling calendar drastically. And then Message Hub got another update on top of that. So there's just so many ridiculous features that are coming out. It was really cool to hear from Todd about it for a change. It was a really neat pivot. If you guys liked it, let him know. There's nothing wrong with replying to these emails. We see them as they hit the inbox, and they'd be really, really cool. But let us know in the comments as well, like who here saw the email from Todd, who was appreciative, who would like to see more of those in the future, because I think they're really cool to be able to get Todd's perspective. Apparently, there might be a hackathon happening at the end of the month too in Canton. So I might be driving up for that one, so that way we can do a Funnel Hacker TV live from the Atlanta office. So that'll be fun.
That'll be fun. It's exciting.
Ooh.
Oh, awesome.
Just a couple of updates.
All right, we got one more thing for 2.0. We started this last Thursday. The ambassadors have been working hard to make just little feature clips or little video clips of features inside of ClickFunnels. And we did a couple of them last week, one from James Curran, one from Dan Havey. We've got another one for you right now from Adam Bogue. So let's go ahead and play that one.
It's Adam Bogue with the ClickFunnels Ambassador team, and I wanted to show you this cool little trick that you can now do with ClickFunnels 2.0 that you might have been familiar with back in Classic. So if you've been using Classic for a little while, you'll know this little element. It's called the image feature element. So if we come down, image feature, which was really cool. You could put an image in there. It had a headline and a body of text. Now, easy to create in 2.0 if you have a single column row, because that's all it is it's you're just creating a 2-column row, image on one side. However, if you want to get this into a 2-column row like we could here in Classic, it became a little bit harder. But we've had some new updates inside ClickFunnels 2.0 editor. You can now make this happen. You've just got to build it a little bit yourself. So back here, inside here, what you can now do when you add an element is you'll see up the top you've got 1, 2, and 3 column row that you can actually add inside this what's already a 2-column row. So if I click that, you'll see it's now put a 2-column row inside. I can then add that image, we can add a headline, and we can add a paragraph element. So a little bit of manipulation as far as how we want it to look as far as sizing, but you can see you can now create those images, those feature image elements inside 2.0.
Nice. Awesome. That is one of my favorite things about the editor. It is a huge upgrade from the Classic editor, and being able to nest rows and sections inside of rows and columns, and you can nest everything, and it makes it like the possibilities are endless of what you can create on your pages now. is awesome. Love it. So thank you, Adam, for bringing that to us. If you guys like these, we will keep bringing them to you. We have a few more that are already recorded. We will bring them to you next time we're live. But let us know if you like them, and also if you want them to cover something specific that you've been curious about, like, well, how do I use this better? Or what is this even for? And we'll take that to the ambassadors, and then they can make little short 1 to 2 minute clips on how to do it. I'm loving them because it's like short, sweet, got to the point, and you can go do it. Now you know. All right. I think that's it for 2.0. All right. Do you have anything else, Ben?
No, I've got nothing.
Okay. Oh, you said something. All right. I've been teasing Hacker Heroes for 2 times now, so we better get to them. Let's get to them real quick. We'll do some Hacker Heroes, and I'll pull up my screen. So the first one that I have here is from Sarah Saeed, and I loved seeing this post last week pop up in my feed. She said, "It won't be fair if I don't appreciate Russell Brunson for giving me a vision to be a successful entrepreneur. Today, I'm super emotional and humble to be able to reach a point in my life where I could help my client generate more than 100K in his business. She's a mom of 3, a Facebook ad strategist, and she said, despite having challenges in my life, being a mom of 3 isn't easy. I managed to become a person I envisioned years ago. Thanks, Russell Brunson, for instilling the faith in me." And I think that's awesome, Sarah. Thank you for coming and sharing it. Not only do we get to help you think and appreciate Russell, but what an awesome accomplishment of being able to help another person, another business, be able to generate money in their business. I know sometimes we highlight the really big wins, like 2 Comma Club Award and beyond. And sometimes it's just as powerful and worthy of celebration to celebrate, I just helped my client be able to do this. So we wanted to highlight that for sure. Thank you so much, and your beautiful family, for being part of the ClickFunnels community. Okay, next we have Sam Rose. Sam got his books in. This was early. This was last month, but
I think you're sharing just your tab.
Oh, shoot. Oh, yep. There we go. Thank you, Sam Rose. So he got his books. Where do we get these books, Ben?
Oh, whoa. That's Your
spot.
First Funnel Challenge box.
I think it is the 30 days book, the cookbook, and then ClickFunnels Secrets book, plus the Funnel Hacker t-shirt. So there are so many things going on right now that you can go sign up for. You get Mifke offers sent to you. So there's the Your First Funnel Challenge going on, yourfirstfunnelchallenge.com. And there's onefunnelaway.com that you can go sign up. So if you are looking for some support in getting to know ClickFunnels, getting to know strategy that Russell teaches, those are 2 places you could go. We already know One Funnel Away is getting some updates. That's to come. But even getting these books are awesome. I reference the cookbook, occasionally. I love it. It's got the squirrel pictures in it. If you don't know what we're talking about, go watch some of our old FHTV videos from a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, I loved Sam came and posted this, and she said, "I literally squealed when I saw the box." So cool. All right, last one I wanted to share is we got to highlight Christopher Kraus, because he has been killing it, and you might be missing what he's been doing in the ClickFunnels community because he's doing it at an unusual time from when most of the activity is happening in the ClickFunnels group. Christopher does live in the States, but he is a night owl. So he's like, I'm just going to serve the rest of the world when the rest of the world is up, when we're all sleeping. I'm just going to go live at midnight or 1 a.m. And that is what he's been doing. And he has been doing it every day. He is following Russell's lead of go live every day. And Christopher's going live in the ClickFunnels group every day. It's awesome. He's breaking down Russell. He's funnel hacking Russell, and he's talking about observations he's making. This particular post is about the idea of publishing every day, and he gives even some of his tips. He's talking about publishing steps in this one. Some of his tips that he's had for years, but also just from the experience of going live every day in the last couple of weeks. And so shout out to Christopher. We know, speaking of like what Ben was telling us earlier at the beginning of this episode of FHTV, Russell watches us in the ClickFunnels group. And if you go check out some of Christopher's posts, I don't know if it's going to be on this one, but you'll see like Russell's in there commenting, and it is like the absolute like case study of
So
go serve the community and go and it's not in this post, but in a
No.
couple of the other ones.
we were like working. So Russell's working on the offer, and I'm staying in the room just to be able to be there when he has an idea. And I'm working on something on the side, and he goes, "Christopher Krause is live. We should tell him that we're here." And he loves watching. It's funny. He's like, it's funny. One thing that he said that I think would be really valuable is like, I like it when people break down what I do. He's like, I think that's really, really cool. And so, which is funny because I told that to Susan. I'm like, it's funny. Like, like Christopher's always brand. She goes, but that's been how did you say it, Susan?
Yeah. Okay. So the observation that I've made is that is how both Ben and myself have gotten on Russell's radar and have been able to have doors open for us. I mean, if that is the path that you're going, not everybody needs to get on Russell's radar, but think of who it is that you do need to get on the radar of, right? Who is the category king of your market? And so Ben got his attention by doing, was it post FHL?
Yeah.
Breakdowns of like, here's what I learned today and like takeaways from the days. I did the same thing, but it was for Mastermind in Paradise, and Russell already was like keeping an eye on me for whatever reason. And he's like, she's, I love when people go break down everything and share what they're learning. And the same thing is true here with Christopher. He's just doing it in the group, and it's just fun. And I think one of the cool things is that Russell gives so much to us into the community. It's really awesome when some of us can step up and give back to him and feed into his energy. And I think that that's also what happens. That's why he comes to the group. That's why he's watching us, because he's got to get energy from somewhere. Right. And I think that might be one of the sources. That's words from my mouth, not his. So, okay. Shout out to Christopher. We love your lives. Also, like, just as Russell aside, this doesn't have to all be about Russell. By going live, Christopher has developed some like regulars. Like, there's people that watch him regularly and it doesn't take that long to develop that. So even if it's like not in a group, go on your profile, go on YouTube, like go wherever it is that your people are, go live, share content. You will develop a following, and then you can start making massive moves.
Cool strategy here really quick is if you guys are like, I would go live in other groups, but I don't have that opportunity, reach out to the admins and just say, look, this is the value I'd like to provide. I'm not going to promote my own links. I'm not going to do this. I just want to give value into the group. And they'll be like, whoa. And they will pay attention. So like offer the value. Like don't sit on the sidelines and go, I can't because it's not my group. I don't own it. It's not. Go and find a way to go and give some value, because there's going to be those people that really, really want to, that really, really need your help, and that you can get in front of relatively easily.
And also just in case you haven't observed, that phone number behind Christopher is the same phone number down below on our banner. He's not promoting himself. He's promoting ClickFunnels and get on the texts, and he's here to serve the community. So also take that as a learning moment of like, how can I show up and serve the community? So yeah, thank you, Christopher, for a great example.
Thank you, Christopher.
So with that said, make sure you are getting texts from us, 208-231-3797. You just have to text FHTV to that number. You'll get text for when we are going live for FHTV, but also Russell, when he goes live, you will get notified. And any other like major announcements that he needs to tell you about, which there might be some coming up. So you want to make sure that you're subscribed. And then what is the international way? Is that
so the international, all you have to do is open WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So if you open up WhatsApp, you should be able to do the exact same thing. So open up WhatsApp on your phone, and then some people will just create a contact for Russell, so that way it's easier. I know I did. So that way I'm like, hey, Russell Brunson's texting you. And like before I was in Russell's world, it's like, hey, Russell's texting you. It felt really cool. But like go and create a contact for him in WhatsApp or on your phone. And then on WhatsApp, it's just same phone number. You just don't get the international dings. So it's easy and good, and we'll keep you updated on the same loop. Trust me, we're sending those out.
Amazing. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
My name is Russell Brunson, and I'm part of an underground group of entrepreneurs that you've probably never even heard of before. We don't rely on cash from venture capitalists to get started, and we don't even have goals to go public either. In fact, our motivation is the exact opposite. You see, we have products and services and things that we know change people's lives. But because we're fighting against the big brands, people with literally unlimited budgets, we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We don't have financial safety nets because every test we take is with our own money. We have to be profitable from day number one. So how do we do that? How is that even possible? If you ask the MBAs or look in your college textbooks, they will tell you that what we are doing is impossible, yet it's happening every single day. And it's happening through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. It's not really something that I can explain to you. It's something I have to show you. These stories are a glimpse of entrepreneurs just like you who have a dream and a vision who want to change the world in their own little way. I use the funnel hacking process to help make their dreams become a reality. Yes, we are funnel hackers, and these are our stories.